Hello Facebook world, this is a video on a laptop screen of me by birth, Alex William Smith, better known to many of you as Jonathan Royle, hypnotist. My career resume can be seen at magicalguru.co.uk, that's magicalguru.co.uk, and details of the world's greatest hypnosis training can be seen at ultimatehypnosiscourse.com. I'd like to share some mind therapy techniques with you, and also techniques that could be used by clinical hypnotherapists, stage hypnotists, street hypnotists, in fact anyone using hypnosis to be more confident and competent. I'm doing this Facebook Live using my mobile phone, which means that I'm playing the videos on a laptop. Because of that and the echo in this room, the sound might not be perfect, so you may have to tweak the sound at your end on your device to hear it quieter or louder or whatever, or to get rid of the echo. But I'm giving you some free insight here. These videos, if you had access to my laptop and were in the room, the sound's perfect. But anyway, hopefully you'll get some worth out of this, and check out the offer above or below this video to join the Elite Hypnotherapy and NLP Hypnosis Bootcamp, where you can earn 29 world-class accredited professional qualifications with 70% off until midnight, the 31st of August 2024.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on when you're watching this video. I'd like to introduce you to MELT. That's right, M-E-L-T, MELT. What's it stand for? Well, it stands for Mind, Emotion, Liberation Techniques. Okay, that sounds pretty funky and fancy. Well, let's decipher it. Mind, as in the way you think, what's in your head. Emotions is, some people narrow that down as being the E for energy, and then the word motion, energy in motion. It's a feeling, it's a movement. Liberation also means freedom, letting go. For example, letting go of a problem. And techniques is literally what it is. There's more than one way of achieving this and doing it. So I came up with the name MELT. So you can help your clients melt their problems away. They can just let things go as they melt away and feel good, for example. Now I'm talking in this term so you pick up and get the idea of the opportunities, because with this video you'll see there's various logos that have been designed where the word MELT, M.E.L.T. has for example been made out of letters that are like ice that's melting, with underneath in brackets mind, emotion, liberation techniques, making a logo you can use on your website and your advertising and stuff to make you stand out from other hypnotherapists that don't offer MELT as a technique. I think it's the perfect add-on to my CMT, Complete Mind Therapy, which you can learn about in the Elite Hypnosis Bootcamp. Details of which obviously with this video I'll just go to elitehypnosisbootcamp.com. It's an add-on, but it's something that can be used individually and separately as well. There's three main elements.
The actual website's ultimatehypnosiscourse.com. That's ultimatehypnosiscourse.com now is the correct website.
Okay? Technique number one I use is something that in the past I used to refer to as CMT tapping, complete mind therapy tapping, or complete mind tapping, which is an easy way of doing meridian therapy. Now the way to remember this is to, well, let me show you where I get people to tap. I get them to tap 3 times because 3 is the magic number, okay? So it's 3 times here, tap, tap, tap. 3 times here, 1, 2, 3. 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 Then we get them to hum happy birthday. And that's essentially the order of the tapping. But before we do that, as with any of these MELT techniques, we quantify how much of an issue their problem is by using SUS. So that's a scale of how bad it is, okay? Now the way we do this is we say to them, okay, thinking about it right now, that habit, fear, addiction, phobia, whatever the problem issue is, or emotional trauma, whatever it may be, we say thinking about that on a scale of 0 to 10, with 10 being at the top, the worst it ever was, like pulling your hair out, really terrible. How high up number from them. Then you do the melt technique. In this case, it was a tapping one, so tap, 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 hum happy birthday. And then we get them to try itself is more a reversed effort, an LQ, which implies they won't be able to, okay? We get them to try and feel that way again, and they'll notice that it feels different, and we can then immediately ask them, on a scale of 0 to 10, with 10 being at the top, the worst that ever was in the past, when it was really at its worst, and 0 down here being nothing, gone completely, how much lower down now is that number? And more often than not, I'll give you a number that's lower, which serves as proof to them that it's less of a problem, and a change is genuinely taking place. Now it may go to 0, in which case problem solved. But you may need to use, if say it was at a 9 and then goes to a 7, you may then need to use a second melt technique, that's why there's 3 different ones, to bring the number down again. Or it may then go to 0. That's why there's 3 techniques so you can work them down to 0. Now sometimes it's enough to get them to just a lower number. You can say, what that number, if you think about it, is that a level that you feel comfortable continuing your life with? And if it was an emotional trauma, they might go, actually I can deal with that now at a number 2. So you might not even need to get it to a 0. But if you do, just keep going. Because each time their number gets lower, the more they come to believe that this is working, and the more likely it kicks in the placebo effect and the powerful effect of ritual. But the key to this is the sub-step, okay? Look back at the video again, but I'll briefly explain. You can watch it as many times as you want, but there's a trick involved. The first time we want a problem to give a really high number, and the way we do that is with the physical, non-verbal suggestions. So we go, imagine your problem at the worst it ever was, and has been, and is at this moment, with 0 at the bottom here being no problem, going all the way up to 10, the worst it's ever been, the worst it's ever been, where it felt really bad, like pulling your hair out really bad. How high up is that number? And you notice that we've gone from 0 up to 10. How high up is it? How bad is it coming around? We're practically saying, give us a high number. Then we do the ritual, which because it's a ritual seems important. So people buy into it and believe it. Because of that belief, it kicks off the placebo effect. They expect it to work, so it does. Combined with the fact that then we say now just try to think of it the way you did in the past, implying it's in the past and no longer like that. And then we go, so on a scale of 0 to 10, with 10 up here being the worst it ever was in the past when you rip your hair out, or when you used to rip your hair out, and 0 down here, 0 being nothing, gone completely. How much lower down is that number now? And you can see all the physical actions are implying. Watch that back a few times and you'll soon get the hang of it. And when they say a lower number, they're basically saying it's changed for the better, which then means they believe a genuine change has taken place, and then arguably, when they believe it has, because it's all about just manipulating their belief systems. So, that we use before and after every melt technique. Melt technique number 1, as I say, is the CMT, complete mind tapping, which I remember as simply as this. We tap 3 times at the spectacles, or the third eye, the testicles, or rather just above the groin area, wallet, right hand side, shoulder area, and watch the left hand side shoulder area, then the top lip 3 times, can't believe I'm getting away with this, and then we get them to happy birthday, because it's practically your birthday, you're getting paid to do a weird psychological ritual, so we put it together and we get them to go tap tap tap, 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 and then it can be helpful to tell them just to blink twice, or 3 times ideally, because everything's been in 3, so blink, 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 and then breathe out. Because breathing out is like a sigh of relief, it gives a physical feeling of letting go, it's a metaphor, and then immediately go, now try to think of the problem you once had in the past, the way it used to be, past try, and player no longer can do it. And then you go into your subs thing. 10 is nothing was in the past when it was at the worst. 0 down here, nothing, gone completely. How much lower is it? That's step 1 of mount. So, step 2 of mount, or rather technique 2 that I use, is quite literally what I remember, the way I remember it is to change everything. So what I say to the client is, it doesn't matter whether they've got a fear, habit, addiction, phobia or whatever. I just kind of say to them, okay, John, assuming their name is John, just close your eyes, take a few moments, take a nice deep breath in through your nose, then out through your mouth. In through your nose and then out through your mouth. It just helps oxygenate the bloodstream and generally does help them feel as though they're relaxed a bit, because then that makes them feel good and they feel like something's taking place. So now what I'd like you to do is just take a few moments to get a sense of the feeling in your body where, when you think about that problem you had in the past, and I'm saying had in the past, it implies it's already becoming more disassociated, but I say when you think about that, okay, somewhere in your body you'll get a feeling, and I want you to put your hand on there on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Now, quite often they do put it around the chest area or somewhere on the body, but it doesn't matter. I've had it whether you put the hand on the leg, on the arm, on the head. It really doesn't matter where. You work with it and react as though it's the most natural thing on the planet, and that always happens. Just act natural and they'll believe that's what's meant to happen. So we say, put your hand on the count of 3 in the area the area of your body where you get that feeling. 1, 2, 3. Fantastic. And then put the hands. And then we say, brilliant, John, what I'd like you to do now is just imagine that where that feeling inside you is an object, okay? Now this could be any shape, any size, any colour, any texture that you desire. Whatever feels right for you, but at the moment, obviously, it's a little bit broken, a little bit malfunctioning, because you don't really want this problem, habit, fear, addiction or phobia. Obviously, you say things that are appropriate to fit. So what we need you to do on the count of 3 is just imagine taking hold of that object and pulling it out of your body with your eyes tightly closed. Imagine physically make the movement with your arm. 1, 2, 3. And you get them to move the hand as though they're pulling out an object. And then we say to them, okay, John, in your mind's eye, look down and imagine it's almost as if, and we say almost as if, so that if they're not wonderful at visualising things bright, it doesn't matter when we say it's almost as if you can see it, because if they can't see it and they're just thinking about it and saying it to themselves, that's fine, because it's almost like anyway, so it always seems right. So it's almost as if, as you look down with your eyes closed and that object you pulled out, you can get a sense and a feeling of what size it is, what shape it is, what colour it is, what texture it is, what it smells like, what it tastes like, and how it moves. As you probably guessed, by getting them to say these things to them, to get them to imagine its size, its shape, its colour, how it tastes, smells, feels. Does it have a sound or anything? We're using what in NLP they call VACOG, visual, auditory, kinesthetic, olfactory, and gustatory. So whatever their representational system is, it's guaranteed to be covered in there. But also, we're using everything that's possible. Now essentially as a key, you're just going to change everything. So you ask them in a way that feels right for them to change the colour of the object, whether that's by painting it, or adding sticky back plastic, or gluing coloured paper onto it. It doesn't matter, whatever feels right for them. Change the colour of it to a colour they know will no longer ever bother them, worry them or concern them as it once did in the past. Get them to imagine that, and then get them to nod their head or say yes when they've done it. You then get them to imagine changing the texture of it. So if it used to be rough, they're going to make it smooth. If it used to be prickly, they might want to make it shiny. It's up to them, but they take whatever texture it was and change it. So if it was rough, they might imagine using sandpaper to smooth it. If it was prickly, they might imagine taking scissors and cutting the spikes off. But you use the phrase in a way that feels right for you. Change the feeling of that object so that you know it can no longer bother you, worry you, or concern you. Then you get an affirmation of yes. You do the same, so you change the colour, the texture, you get them to change the shape of the object by moulding it or hitting it with a hammer or with welding equipment, cutting it apart and fixing it into a different shape. However, the more bizarre the image, the better it would work. And I always use the phrase in a way that feels right for you. And we go through with everything. So also, what's it taste like if you were to lick it? What's it smell like? Change the smell. Maybe with air freshener, maybe by covering it in flowers or using a magic smelly paint. So that we change everything. The size of it, the colour, the shape, what it feels like, tastes like, smells like, and looks like. And when we got them to change all those and they confirm they've done it to a manner that's right for them, we then tell them they need to put it back into the place where they took it from, where it was in the past. Again, same leaving it behind, where it used to bother them, but now in a manner where it feels right for them, they need to place it back in. And finally, they need to move in a different direction than it did before. So it's got a different movement, one that's positive, uplifting, successful, happy, calm, relaxed and content for them in a way that feels right for them. We leave all the decisions to them because their unconscious mind will make the right decision for them, and at which point they've changed it. It's moving in a different direction, it's a different colour, a different shape, a different texture. Everything's changed, that's why it's called change work. And ultimately, then you get them to open their eyes, blink 3 times, breathe in, and then just let it all out. Letting go, and then you do the 0 to 10 thing again, which you can watch the video back from the beginning and learn the psychological laws behind that ensure the number goes down, convincing them they've made a change, which means it does become their reality. Melt technique number 3 is literally melt. You get them with their eyes closed to take a few nice deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. This can be done in a hypnotic trance, or it can be done literally just by asking them to close their eyes, take a few nice deep breaths in through the nose and then out through the mouth. And you ask them to think of that used to bother them, the emotional issue, or the habit, addiction, fear or phobia, whatever it may be, you get them to think of it. And to give it a name. Now, if it's for weight loss, it might be naughty foods. It doesn't matter what the name is they come up with, whatever feels right for them. So they come up with a name, and then ask them to imagine it. It's almost as if they can see that name spelt out in giant 3D ice sculpture letters in their mind's eye. And now, whatever way feels right for them, whether it's using a blowtorch, wood, petrol and a lighter, a fire, a bonfire, a blowtorch, maybe, radiators, or household heaters, doesn't matter, however bizarre it may be, they imagine in their mind's eye heating up that ice sculpture so it starts to melt. So in their mind they visualise the word that symbolises that problem they used to have, that issue they used to have that used to bother them. They visualise it melting. And you tell them to take a few moments to do that, and then you go, I'm going to count to 3, on the count to 3, it's going to melt 100 times quicker. 1, 2, 3, and melting, really rapidly melting, quicker and quicker and quicker. And you verbally guide them into a melting mode, like you say. And it's almost melting completely, and you notice that on the floor, it's almost as if there's a grid or a drain, holes in the floor where that water can drain away completely, so it can go completely, gone forever, so it can no longer bother you, worry you, or concern you as it once did in the past. Not yet if you understand, and tell me when that water's drained away, gone completely. Which they end up doing, and then you can tell them to take a few moments to just open their eyes, come back to the room, blink 3 times, take a nice deep breath in through the nose, and then just let it all out. And then you do 0 to 10 again and prove to them how the number's gone down lower. That's melt technique number 3. And finally, melt technique number 4, which is more relevant to instilling a new future, is to have them imagine in their mind's eye, with their eyes closed, a big, huge block of ice, and to imagine in a way that feels right for them, whether it's using a chisel and a hammer, or it's using a blowtorch or whatever, melting or chipping away at the ice to make a 3D symbol, whether that be a word, if they want, or an image that represents their perfect future, the perfect them. And then when they've got that image there, it means to them in turn, that image in their mind's eye, it's almost as if it means to them as 100% total reality that X, Y, and Z, whatever they desire, will occur and become their reality. Then you tell them in their mind's eye to imagine encasing that ice sculpture into a freezer, like a fridge, freezer in a way that feels right for them, and then do up the combination on the safe, or put a padlock on it, or welded claws, or whatever, however daft it may seem to other people, whatever feels right for them is what's going to be right for them, so that they know positively and truly within themselves that nothing can ever alter that or affect it, and it will grow stronger and more positive in their life. You could, of course, also get people to imagine maybe to get rid of a problem from the past, a thermometer, and at the moment, the more that it's an issue, obviously the temperature will be quite high on the thermometer, so then you could get them to imagine putting ice cubes and cold water sprayed onto the thermometer, which will make it cold, so the temperature will drop, and as the temperature on the thermometer drops, so in reality as an automatic reflex action, as they imagine that dropping on the thermometer, so in reality, in real life, they feel that it drops and it no longer bothers them, worries them or concerns them, as it once did in the past. In other words, the term MELT, M.E.L.T. Mind Emotion Liberation Techniques, although used by me with the complete mind tapping, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, also used by me by the changing everything, and also taking the ice word, melting it, or creating the ice sculpture, or making the temperature drop with the ice. There are different ways I use it, but also it can be an idea for you to create your own techniques that you can use. It's about getting people to believe, going through a believable ritual, and because they're going through a ritual, they believe it's real, and because they believe it's real, they come to believe this will work for them. And the more you non-verbally suggest things that change, which those techniques do, watch them back again, and you'll see the non-verbal suggestions. And also use terminology like, when it used to bother you in the past, which is a suggestion it's now gone, the more these things will work. The things I used before, or sometimes independently of my complete mind therapy, which are obviously you can learn in the Elite Hypnosis Bootcamp. Hope you've enjoyed this. Some further detail in the accompanying PDF. But the great thing is you've now got a certificate that you can use that says you are a...
So that's a little insight into mind emotion liberation techniques. I am now going to share some further info with you, as I say, until midnight on the 31st of August 2024. You can get 70% off the current retail price of the Elite Hypnosis Bootcamp, but something to learn. Watch and learn.
Well, hello there. My name is Dr. Jonathan Royle, and I'd like to welcome you to this, which is video number 1 of a short series of videos intended to help you skyrocket your success, your confidence, and your competence as a hypnotist. Now, it doesn't matter whether you're already an experienced professional or a complete beginner. My aim is to help you be more successful. Now, successful means different things to different people. To some people, it means earning loads of money and being able to give themselves and their family the income and lifestyle that other people only ever dream of. To other people, success is treating the maximum number of hypnotherapy clients in a week and changing their life for the better. But some other people, success, especially if they're more into the performance side of things, will be having fantastic shows taking place, getting lots of applause at the end of that show, perhaps standing ovations. Success is different for everybody, but whatever your kind of roadmap or signpost for success is, I want you to be seeing more of that in your life and getting more of that success that you desire with relative ease. Now, I want to start off by telling you there are 2 words, that's right, 2 simple words made up of a total of 15 letters, which basically, in a nutshell, probably, for the majority of you, the reason why you're currently not achieving the success that you deserve or you desire in the world of hypnosis, whether that's hypnotherapy, stage hypnosis, street hypnosis, or some other usage of hypnosis talent. 15 letters, 2 words that have probably been holding you back. You may not even be consciously aware of this. To get ready for this, get a pen, get a piece of paper, write this down. It may seem blindingly obvious when I say it to you, but those 2 words are other hypnotists. That's 15 letters. O-T-H-E-R, other, hypnotist, H-Y-P-N-O-T-I-S-T-S. Because if you get caught up in what other hypnotists are doing, you can so easily fall into the trap of thinking that perhaps they've got a faster or better induction, or that they're making more money than you, or that their treatment strategy for therapy is better than yours, and it makes you doubt yourself. It makes you spend too much time worrying about, are you good enough, rather than getting out there and being the best possible hypnotist you could be. And when you start spending too much time focusing on the hypnotist, you can fall into that trap of wanting to take another course, and buying another book, another DVD, going on another training, another seminar, ever in search of a holy grail of that technique that works 100% of the time with 100% of the people. Well, let me tell you that after well in excess of 2 decades in this industry, experiencing both stage and therapy arenas, I'll be honest with you, there is no technique on this planet that works 100%.
For the record, this is an old video, and at the time of broadcasting this, 27th of August 2024, I have actually been doing hypnotherapy sessions since 1989 and stage hypnosis shows since 1990. So I have many decades of experience.
The time with 100% of the people. The closest there is to that is one key thing, and that is confidence. You need to believe. Many people have said this before, you've got to convince people that you are the hypnotist. But you know what? They don't often say enough. And this is where the real emphasis should be. You, the most important person that you need to convince that you're the hypnotist, is you. Because when you convince yourself that you are a confident, competent, successful hypnotist, and truly believe that in every nerve, fibre, tissue or muscle in your body, from the tips of your toes to the tips of your fingers, then you will transmit that to your clients, and they are far more likely to get a positive change in their life more rapidly. Or you will transmit that to your audiences, and you'll find your induction techniques in stage shows or on the street become so much quicker and successful and consistent. Because the key to this is confidence. It's belief in yourself, because all hypnosis really is manipulating people's beliefs. And that's why the 4 keys to hypnosis are: step 1, belief and expectancy; step 2, disorientation and confusion; step 3, suggestion and repetition; and step 4, relaxation and sleep. Now, it's not real sleep. I'm going to sleep at night snoring, of course, we just use that as a term, but that's kind of the process. Now, in the next video, I'm going to give you ways of how to actually achieve that quicker. Remember this right now. The key is you need to stop worrying what the hypnotists are doing. The fact is, unless they are famous on TV and clearly incredibly successful, then do not worry what members of some glorified boys club are saying to you. Some club of rules where you have to be a member and pay a yearly fee. Your success is not in their interest. Think of yourself. You've got to put yourself first. Think of yourself, believe in yourself, and then you will be able to help others change their life. You will be able to entertain people more effectively. You will be more successful in all areas of your business. So bearing in mind that the key thing that's perhaps been holding you back is other hypnotists, okay? Let me also put this thought into your mind. There's a big argument, kind of argument, disagreement, debate, call it what you will, in the world of hypnotherapy, stage hypnosis, street hypnosis, and that is, do stage hypnotists need to know about hypnotherapy? And then from the flip side of the coin, you've got, do hypnotherapists need to know about stage hypnosis? Well, here's my view on it. Whether you want to be a truly successful hypnotherapist, or stage hypnotist, or street hypnotist, or you just want to use elements of hypnosis within another entertainment field or another therapeutic field, then I think actually you should learn about all the areas, the whole, not just part. You should learn the stage stuff and the therapy. And here's my logic for that. It's because of knowing about both areas that I've been so successful for over 2 decades. It's enabled me to travel the world.
It's actually a lot longer than that now.
Celebrities and give my family the kind of lifestyle many people only dream of. But more importantly, because I knew the whole. Just like the most successful stage hypnotists and hypnotherapists of all time. Think of people such as Dave Allen. If you don't know these names, search them on Google. You'll see that they're big, major players in the field. Dave Allen, the late Dave Allen, was a stage hypnotist, but became best known as a hypnotherapist and teacher of hypnotherapy. In more recent times, we've got Tom Silver and Norman McGill, both of whom, again, stage hypnosis shows they did and do. But hypnotherapy, they made major breakthroughs in that field of teaching people. Paul McKenna, again, started as a stage hypnotist, now leading the field with Richard Bandler in the field of NLP and that kind of hypnosis. Milton Erickson arguably was a stage hypnotist. I hardly certainly knew the techniques because he went in regularly to journalist office and manipulated the media to help increase the success of the hypnotherapist. So my point is, don't go, oh, stage hypnosis is bad for hypnotherapy. It's not. Stage hypnosis kept it alive and promoting hypnosis to the public. And more importantly, you can learn so much as a hypnotherapist from the world of the stage hypnotist so that you can increase your induction speeds and stuff. And the stage hypnotist, guess what? You can learn a lot from the therapist, e.g. how to ensure that you're completely safe and also how to make additional income from your business. So in a nutshell, ignore what other hypnotists are doing unless they're living the kind of lifestyle and getting the kind of results consistently and provably that you desire. In the next video, I'm actually going to give you some techniques that you can use to start skyrocketing your success with your hypnotic inductions. For now, please spread the word about this video, click share it with people, make a comment underneath because actually...
So yeah, we're going to have the next video, but before we do, bear in mind my career resume. As I say, I've been doing hypnotherapy clients since 1989 and stage hypnosis shows since 1990. I've got more qualifications and training than pretty much anyone on the planet, and I've got more success in teaching people than most people on the planet, as is proven by my career resume at magicalguru.co.uk. That's magicalguru.co.uk. Now, I'm going to reveal how to never fail as a hypnotist. Just let that open.
Well, hello there, welcome back. It's Dr. Jonathan Royle here, and this is video number 2. And on this video, I'd like to share with you some techniques to help you increase your success rate as a hypnotist, whether that be for hypnotherapy, stage hypnosis, street hypnosis, or some other application of your hypnotic skills. And it doesn't matter whether you're an experienced professional or a complete beginner. Some of these things, you'll already know, others is just a good refresher, and some may be new to you. So let's dive straight in. The first key thing I would say to you is this: forget about ever worrying about hypnotising anyone. Don't get caught up on the idea of, am I going to be able to hypnotise them, get them under for this stage show, or am I going to be able to get them into trance on the therapeutic couch in my office? Stop programming your mind negatively. You've got to forget any possibility of failure. You can never fail when you truly believe you are a hypnotist, when you truly believe you can hypnotise everybody. So stop thinking about whether you can hypnotise them or not. You are, especially when you realise just one key thing, and that is that hypnosis does not exist. At least it does not exist in the manner that so many people brainwash you to believe that it does. Okay? Stop worrying about getting people into some trance state. Stop worrying about how deep they are. There are quite literally only 2 levels of hypnosis that you ever need to worry about. And that is, are they being compliant or non-compliant? In the form of a stage show, that would mean, are they doing the funny routines, or are they not responding to what you say? In therapy, that would mean, are they keeping their eyes closed when you tell them to, or are they opening them and not obeying you? It really is as simple as that. Honestly, it may sound so ridiculously simple, but it is that simple. If the person believes in you as a hypnotist, okay, and truly believes that you're capable of doing what you've claimed, simple as that. And if at a stage the person believes that you can give them suggestions and help them become the star of the show, then the more they believe that you can, because hypnosis exists only in the mind of the believer. As I said at the end of the last video, there's 4 kind of cornerstones, foundations to hypnosis. Step 1, belief and expectancy. The person's got to believe you're a hypnotist, believe that you can hypnotise people, and expect it to work. Expecting it to work being very important in therapy especially, because they expect whatever you do to change their life, then the fact that their mind grabs hold of that idea, truly believes it, and expects whatever process or ritual you go through to work means that it will. Thus is the power of ritual and the placebo effect. And on stage, the fact that you go through a ritual that they then buy into and believe, and they expect to work because they have an idea of what a stage hypnotist does, for example, means it's more likely to work. So it's about having conviction, confidence in transmitting that belief to those people so they believe in what you're doing and expect it to work. Step 2, disorientation and confusion. In all the induction methods and rituals that I've used over the past couple of decades with great success, and my students around the world and colleagues that I teach and consult use, they all contain an element of disorientation and confusion, so that the volunteer or the therapy client genuinely feels some sort of physical or physiological response, ideally both, so that you knowing that they're going to genuinely feel this physiological or physical response, which is guaranteed to happen, means you can phrase your suggestions, and I use that term loosely, suggestions. You can, for example, say to them in a few moments' time, it may feel as though you're slightly lightheaded, or you might say, in a few moments' time, you may feel your arm getting so heavy it sinks down into your lap. Now, using the techniques that I teach in the Elite Hypnosis Bootcamp Platinum Edition Part 2, which incidentally you've got a chance of winning free membership to, along with free membership to the Passive Hypnosis Profits Programme, by simply just entering the comment below this video, you can enter, and one's going to be drawn out at random at the end of the week, and maybe you that wins free.
Unfortunately, the competition ended long ago. However, until midnight on the 31st of August 2024, you can get 70% off the usual price of the bootcamp at ultimatehypnosiscourse.com.
Membership. All of the techniques that you teach involve some form of physical or physiological trick that's guaranteed to occur. So we can know for a fact that that arm will genuinely feel tired because of the position it's in, palm upwards, outstretched, stressing, tiring out the tendons and muscles, for example. So if the arm gets tired, it genuinely is going to move down, and because we know for a fact it will, we can suggest it's going to happen, and then when it does genuinely happen and the person feels it, they go, wow, this person suggested this, it happened, it became my reality. And the more things you suggest to them that genuinely become their reality, the more they come to believe it's because of what you've said. And when they truly believe that what you say becomes their reality, they will expect everything you say to become their reality, and then arguably that's the point where they're hypnotised. So, arguably, as I said, that's the point where they're hypnotised. So we've got belief and expectancy, disorientation, confusion. Then we've got suggestion and repetition. Now, suggestion, these elements intertwine with each other, by the way, as well. But suggestion is in many forms. There's non-verbal suggestion by your confident manner, by your body language, the confidence that transmits. You've done this numerous times before. Even if it's the first time you're doing it, you always act as if you've done this numerous times, and it's always worked. So the person comes to believe that you, as the experienced expert who you perceive to be, always do it this way, it always works, so therefore it should work for them. And when they believe that and the mind grasps hold of that idea, the seed is planted and grows and it becomes a self-fulfilling reality form. Okay? There's also, of course, verbal suggestion and the things you say to them. Now, giving suggestions is all well and good, but, as I say, they're compelling the old light and heavy hands test. Now, many books describe this wrong, but I'll just tell you very briefly. I get people to put their left hand and arm out in front of them, so their palm is upwards. And I'll get them to imagine a pile of leather-bound library books on that. Now, the way to remember this is the letter L for left, letter L for leather, letter L for library books, letter L for lower, because the library books are going to push the left hand lower. And I get them to put the right hand out in front of them, palm downwards, back of the hands up in the air, and imagine a bunch of red healing rings is tied to the middle, or ring finger perhaps, because ring finger is R for ring, and it's the right hand for letter R for red, and they're going to rise up into the air, again letter R, that's how we remember it. But the key to this is not so much how high or. So the right hand rises. No, I'm not bothered about that. I know that over a certain period of time that left arm will get tired. Take your own left arm, put it out in front of you. The fact is, with your palm upwards, it starts to stress and strain the tendons and the muscles in the arm. And after a period of time, it will naturally tire and go lower. So whether the right arm moves upwards or not, whether they respond to the suggestion of it rising or not, doesn't matter, because after a period of time, their left arm will go lower. And when that goes lower, when you get them to open their eyes later and look at the gap, there will be a gap because the left arm's gone lower. It doesn't matter whether the right arm's moved or not. But because they see that gap, they go, wow. And the logical thing in that split second for them to believe and think and come to the conclusion of is that the left arm's moved downwards and the right arm's moved upwards. Now it may have done, there may be a massive gap, in which case they're hyper-suggested already. But it doesn't matter whether the right arm moves or not. If the left arm's moved down, which it will over a period of time, it tires out, it's a natural physiological response. But when they look at it, they believe it's happened, and they come to believe it's happened because of what you suggested. That's an example of what I mean by a physiological trick. Now there's tons of these, there's numerous induction techniques, numerous suggestibility tests, or some people call them set pieces, that use physical or physiological tricks that convince the people, make them believe. Okay, and these are all taught on the Elite Hypnosis Bootcamp. So we've got belief and expectancy, disorientation and confusion, suggestion and repetition, leading to apparently relaxation and sleep. You know what, the truth is, to be hypnotised, they don't actually have to be relaxed. It's just often easier in therapy to go, and sometimes on stage, to go with that misconception that people have that when you're hypnotised or a zombie, asleep, snoring and all that. That isn't the truth or the reality of it. But if people already believe that, why tell them it's anything different? Play with their misconceptions and give them what they believe, manipulate what they already believe. It's easier to take something that somebody already believes, and rather than trying to convince them of it differently and change their beliefs, take their belief they already have and use it against them positively. So in therapy, use the belief they already have against them positively to help them achieve what they want to achieve and change their life for the better. On stage, take the belief they already have and make it reality for them so that they feel good about becoming the star of the show. And this is stuff we cover in real depth in the Elite Hypnosis Bootcamp. So for example, I'll give you one more example of this, and that is the thing that amazes me is the number of hypnotherapists who say to me how much time they spend explaining to clients how hypnotherapy is not like stage hypnosis. I say to them, whoa, here's how to be more successful. When people ask you, is it like stage hypnosis? You're not going to make me run around like a chicken, are you? Rather than saying, oh, it's totally different, your answer should be along the lines of, well, yeah, I can make you run around like a chicken if you want, but you've only paid for an hour of my time, so if you want to pay for more time, we can do that. Or do you want to get down to business and let's change your life for the better and help you stop smoking, or lose weight, or cure the phobia, or whatever they came for? Handling it that way does two things. The person is highly unlikely to turn around and go, oh, I'll give you more money to make me run around like a chicken. But if they do, then they clearly believe Mark II Platinum Edition, make them run around like a chicken, take the extra money. They'll be happy, you'll be happy, fair exchange or robbery. What's more likely to happen when they'll turn around and go, oh no, let's get down to business and help me change my life? At which point, what they're saying is they've accepted the fact that you could make them run around like a chicken, which means they believe you've got the power to do that, which means they believe also you can hypnotise people, which therefore means they believe that what you're about to do, whatever ritual you're about to do, will help them change their life for the better. When you turn around and say no, it's something entirely different in hypnotherapy than what the stage hypnotist does, you're actually giving away some of your power. You're dissipating the placebo effect. You're making your ability as a hypnotherapist lower. You're decreasing the success rate you will have. That's a very valuable tip. And it works the same way for stage hypnotists as well, you know. When people say, well, why is it that stage hypnotists can, hypnotise people so much quicker? A lot of stage hypnotists get caught into the ego trap and go, that's because we're better, or because what we do is different. What you're better off saying is, that's because the environment's different, and obviously we're not getting you to talk about or share anything personal or private like you would be doing in a hypnotherapy session. So you can just relax quicker. By doing so, it means you're more likely to get hypnotherapy clients as a result of your stage shows. So I suppose what I'm really saying to time this video is that hypnosis is overcomplicated by far too many people, far too many courses. In the Elite Hypnosis Bootcamp Mark II Platinum Edition, I've removed all the BS, all the complicated terminology. The truth is, whatever name you call it, whether it's neuro-linguistic programming, Tibetan mind control, hypnotherapy, stage hypnosis, street hypnosis, it all works when it does work for the same reason. It all comes down to a combination of placebo effect, ritual, confidence most of all when transmitting that to your client, manipulating their beliefs, ideally ones they already have rather than trying to instill new ones, and using ones there. I'll leave you with one final thought before you leave a comment below the video and give yourself a chance of winning free access to the Elite Hypnosis Bootcamp.
The competition has ended.
Complete with access to the Passive Hypnosis Profits Programme. And that thought is this. In NLP and stuff, they talk about VACOM, visual, auditory, kinesthetic, olfactory, and gustatory. You know what I say? Cut to the chase. Rather than wasting time finding out which representational system the person's most motivated by, quite simply give them suggestions and say, it's almost as if, and always use the phrase, it's almost as if, because you never know exactly how they're going to visualise it or experience it. So if you say it's almost as if, it doesn't matter how they experience it, they feel that is the correct way, because it's almost as if. It's almost as if you can taste, smell, see, feel and hear everything as 100% total reality. By saying it's almost as if you can taste, smell, see, feel and hear everything as 100% total reality, whichever primary representational system they fall into, they will naturally have an enhanced level of experiencing. And because it's almost as if the other ones that will be lower, well, they can almost experience it. So, however they experience it, ultimately will seem right, correct, successful, and proper for them. Especially if you follow it up with the phrase, such as, in a way that feels right for you. So when you give them a suggestion, whatever it may be, for example, it could be, in a few moments' time, just imagine in your mind's eye, waving goodbye to this problem, habit, addiction, fear, or phobia that once bothered you in the past, in a way that feels right for you. That phrase, in a way that feels right for you, allows them to fill in the blank, allows them to experience it however they want. This can be used for inductions on stage as well as in therapy and on the street, in fact in any environment. The truth is all the techniques that are taught in the Elite Hypnosis Bootcamp Platinum Edition Mark II can be used in all environments because there is no difference. Hypnosis is hypnosis is hypnosis, whether it's on stage, on the street or in therapy. With that thought in mind, leave a comment underneath this video, keep an eye on your mailbox in a couple of days' time. We'll be sending you a video, giving you some ideas on how to make money and monetize your hypnosis skills.
In fact, that's coming up right now. My career resume, remember, is at magicalguru.co.uk. That's magicalguru.co.uk. And details of the Elite Hypnotherapy and NLP Bootcamp and the 29 world-class accredited professional qualifications you can earn are at ultimatehypnosiscourse.com. And until midnight, the 31st of August 2024, you can get 70% off the normal price. Now here's some tips on how to make money from your hypnosis skills.
Well, hello there, Dr. Jonathan Royle here again, and this is video 3 where I want to give you some ideas how to monetize your hypnosis skills, whether that be in the entertainment hypnosis environment or in the therapeutic hypnosis environment, or indeed in any environment or context where you're going to use your hypnosis or related skills. Now, ultimately, it doesn't matter whether it's entertainment or therapy. The truth is, marketing, advertising, publicity, promotion, and branding are essentially the same, whatever arena you're working in, and that is the key. Now, I'm not going to stand here for the next few minutes trying to sell you some glorious dream of how hypnosis can, help you live the millionaire's lifestyle. Yes, it can. And yes, it can enable you to travel the world in business class, luxury on flights, stopping in 5-star hotels, eating the finest food, socialising with celebrities, and living the kind of lifestyle that lots of people only ever dream of. It can if that's what you want, but not everybody wants that from life. It's not right for everyone. You've got a young family at the moment, and the idea of leaving them at home while you travel the world is just totally abhorrent to your principles and desires in life. That's fine. The key thing for success is it's going to be something you feel happy about doing and truly want to do. Okay, that's stage 1. You're going to feel comfortable with this. You're going to be congruent with who you are when it comes to your marketing, your advertising, your publicity, your promotion, and of course your branding. So perhaps you just want to have more money left at the end of the month than there is months left at the end of the money, which unfortunately is the situation for a lot of people in the world we live in today. Perhaps you just want to have enough money there so that you don't fall into that trap of working 40 hours a week, 40 years of your life, and then retiring, if you're lucky, on 40% of the income that you could hardly afford to live on in the first place. So you just want a bit more freedom in life, peace of mind, satisfaction and security for yourself, your family and your loved ones, and that also too is fine and very easy and achievable. What you need is a structure. You need a proven plan and a proven system. It all comes down to numbers. It's not really that complicated. So for example, let's just say you wanted to make an extra, we'll just say an extra £500 sterling or an extra $800 thereabouts each and every week. How could you do this now? Well, there is ultimately only a few ways of making more money. You either get more clients or sell more products to get new product sales or new clients, or you sell more products or more sessions or more shows to existing clients, or you charge more for those you're already generating and selling. That's essentially the only real ways of making money. Simply, sounds simple, but it is honestly, truthfully as simple as that. So if you wanted to make, for this example, £500 sterling or about $800 a week, in truth, one more, and that's at the low end of the scale, stage hypnosis show, or two, you can either charge a bare minimum, bare minimum, generally more, but never lower than £250 sterling, which is about $400.
That was correct when the video was made a number of years ago. These days, years on, it's now a minimum of £500 United Kingdom sterling per therapy session, as shown on my website, magicalguru.com.
Hypnotherapy session. So 2 therapy sessions or 1 show would get you that extra £500 sterling or $800 a week, which for a lot of people transform their lifestyle and help them pay off their debts and change their life for the better. But when you break it down from that figure, rather than being £500 sterling or $800, it's one show or 2 therapy clients. So then what you need is a marketing system in place. Something will attract clients, so they inquire for information. Something that will then convert them into paying clients who pay you to do your show, or come to you and pay you money for that change in life, whether it be to stop smoking, lose weight, gain confidence, or whatever. Now, one of the easiest ways of doing this is for them to actually want you. So it's not so much about trying to convince them to choose your services. If you can position yourself as the go-to expert, then people will naturally seek you out. And the way to do that is, for example, to be the guy who appears, or the woman who appears on the radio shows and the TV shows, who writes the columns and the articles in magazines and newspapers and positions themselves as an expert. Or to write a self-help book and publish it on Amazon. I think, these days you can do that very easily using the Amazon Kindle platform or CreateSpace, which is their paperback publishing now, which you can find at createspace.com. Kindle publishing is at kdp.amazon.com. You can publish at no cost, both in digital and paperback format, a book. Now I know you're thinking, but I've not written a book. Well, you know what? We'll get to that later. The point is everything is achievable. You need to position yourself as the expert, because then people will seek you out. They will believe in you more, and here's that strange irony. When they perceive you as the expert, it's easier to hypnotise them, because they're already hypnotised arguably by the advertising, the branding, the publicity that you've got. Positioning yourself as the expert creates demand for you, especially gives that prestige perception, which automatically means you can charge more, because people see you as the person who's on television, on the radio, in the press, who's got a book out and sale and stuff. All of these things are easily achievable, and are stuff that we teach you in the Passive Hypnosis Profits Programme, how to do easily, rapidly and profitably, and also in the Elite Hypnosis Bootcamp Mark II Platinum Edition. But here's the thing, okay? Let's say you want to make more than £500 a week, or $800 roughly that is. Let's say, just for example, you want to make £100,000 UK sterling, which is roughly, it's in the round of about, I'm not very good with currency conversion, but it's about 150,000 United States dollars, okay? And not sterling there. So forgive me for using sterling as an example here. So for 100 grand sterling, yearly income, all you would need to do, break this down, it's actually realistically achievable. You just need to get 8 hypnotherapy clients. If you're going to do hypnotherapy, you need 8 clients to pay you £250 each, which is about $400 per client. So 8 clients paying you £250 each would be £2,000 a week. You do that every week for 50 weeks, and you have made £100,000 sterling. You would also have 2 weeks free where you could go on holiday. Oh, and the rest of those weeks, incidentally, if you're only seeing 8 clients a week, and you're spending no more than an hour with each of them, you could either work 2 half days a week, or 1 very long day. In truth, however you schedule it, you'll be working at least 2 full days a week, because you need some time for your advertising, your marketing, your publicity and promotion. Even when you've got a tried, tested and proven to work business plan, advertising templates and all that you can just slot your name into and use for getting rapid clients, and you still obviously need to spend some time doing that. So you're talking about, in this example, working 2 days a week, seeing 8 clients and making 100 grand a year in 2 weeks clear holiday. It's achievable. To get 8 clients, especially when you, and here's the key, niche what you do and use target marketing. Now, I'm not going to explain too much in the video, and I'll just say below this video with a link, click on it and download the 3 PDF training manuals. There's part 1, part 2 and part 3. They're all together at the link under.
That offer's sadly ended, but hey, you can still grab a major deal on lifetime bootcamp membership at ultimatehypnosiscourse.com.
You can download. In book number 1, you will find a complete step-by-step, targeted, niche marketing plan and business plan for smoking cessation, stop smoking, hypnotherapy.
These manuals are, however, in the Bootcamp Members Area, along with promotional tools, ready-made, promotional videos, press releases and other profit-producing tools to help get you a real kickstart to your business.
An exact step-by-step system for easily generating 8 clients paying you £250 sterling or $400 per session, so you can easily make that £100,000 sterling a year as long as you put the effort in. Obviously nothing's guaranteed because I can't be there to make sure you do what you need to do. But the complete example plans in there, example sales ads, everything you need to get you started. And in book 2 and book 3 you'll also find example business plans for getting stage hypnosis issues. So let's give an example there. You want to make £100,000 a year? Okay, that equates to £2,000 a week. Which at the moment would mean you would need at least 2 of those average kind of shows we mentioned earlier, and you'd also have to be doing back of the room sales of DVDs sort of £12 or $20 a time, so that you could be making around the best part of £1,000 profit a time, including your back of the room sales and your upsells for therapy sessions and all that, group therapy sessions and so on. This is all explained in the PDFs. The point I'm trying to make is what puts most people off or stops them achieving the £100,000 a year, that's sterling, or £150,000 US dollars, or the next level of maybe £250,000 a year income, or £500,000, or even £1 million. What stops people is one thing: themselves. When you believe it's possible and know it's possible, and break it down and look at it and go, you know what, that £100,000 a year is only £2,000 sterling a week. And if I charge £250 per session for therapy, that's only 8 clients you need to get. Suddenly it seems far more achievable. But then people go, well, I can't get people to pay £250 or $400 for a therapy session, or how am I going to get people to pay £500 sterling or £600 or £700 or £800 for a stage hypnosis show when other stage hypnotists are charging £250 sterling or $400 for a show in their local area? The answer is you position yourself as the expert. You niche, you target markets that can afford to pay you that money for shows. You target clients that will happily pay you that, and you do it in a manner whereby the benefits to them, the benefit to them far outweighs the price. Because rather than saying you're stopping smoking for £250, you put all the emphasis on the fact that it will help them live longer. It will help them spend more quality time with their family and friends. The money they save, which will save that in the space of about 4 to 6 weeks of not smoking, will mean that by the end of the year they save so much money they can go on that holiday they've always dreamed of. You've got to focus on the benefits to them, and then it no longer becomes about how much money they're paying you. It becomes about what they're going to gain. When they know they're going to gain a quality professional show from an established expert who's perceived to be the expert in that field, as you will be when you use the information in the Elite Hypnosis Bootcamp Mark II Platinum Edition Passive Hypnosis Profit System, or they know that you are the come-to expert, the specialist smoking cessation consultant, or the specialist weight management consultant, then price no longer becomes an issue to them. We teach you exactly how to do this. We give you proven step-by-step examples in the Elite Hypnosis Bootcamp, which you can win free entry to, free membership to, and also free membership to the Passive Hypnosis Profit System just by entering your name and email. Sorry, that's ended, but there is an offer on at the minute at ultimatehypnosiscourse.com on lifetime membership. Below this video. And don't forget to download your 3 PDFs containing. In fact, and as I say, those are in the bootcamp. Now,
we're nearly at the end. There's information above or below this video on how to join the bootcamp. Obviously, as I say, until midnight on the 31st of August 2024, you will be able to join for 70% off the usual price. Normally, though, it's $5,000 for lifetime membership at one of the links you'll find above or below this video. However, it's cheaper till the end of the deal. And I'm going to show you one final thing, okay? This is the most impossible conditions. Basically, meeting a journalist who's putting me on the spot. I've never met him before. All I know is that he's got a phobia of dogs, okay? A severe phobia of dogs. I have to allow photographers to take pictures and allow the videographer to take video footage, and consequently that means, let me cue it up.
Swap. It can remove up to 10 times more earwax.
Skip, there we are. That means that I did not able to do things as I would with a client for real. I didn't have as much time. I had about 20 minutes in total, and that includes stopping for photography and all that. And yet, using all techniques that are taught inside the Elite Hypnotherapy and NLP Hypnosis Bootcamp, details above or below this video, I was able to achieve the result of someone going from having a severe phobia of dogs and not being prepared to pat the dog, to having them relaxed enough to let the dog come and sit next to them like this.
You'll just find that very moment, that very second, that very instant that I tap you on the back of the hands, that every nerve, fibre, tissue and muscle in your body, from the tips of your toes to the tips of your fingers, can become so limp, so loose, so relaxed, so heavy, so tired if you just relax.
As you can see, this was for the Manchester Evening News.
Hi guys, hope you're doing well. My name is Randy. I'm a reporter from the Manchester Evening News, and today I'm joined by the wonderful Jonathan Royle, who is a hypnotherapist and magician. He helps people overcome their fears, phobias, addiction, bit of anxiety,
panic attacks, and can help with health issues as well. It's not a magic wand. I don't mean it makes the health issue disappear, but if you've got long-term chronic pain, we can help improve their quality of life and give them tools to deal with it.
Amazing. And today he's here to help me get over my apprehension, sometimes fear of dogs. So what you're about to see is a before and after. Before the hypnotherapy session, we have a wonderful Springer Spaniel with us called Reggie, 8-month-old pup, who's going to help me get through my issues that I have with dogs.
Hey Reggie, can you come this way? Yeah, Neil's very kindly brought Reggie in. Hi Reggie, take a seat. Come on, sit. Sit. Good boy. Now, as you look at Reggie right now, okay, thinking about it, on a scale of 0 to 10, 0 down here, excited to meet a new doggy friend, 10 up there, apprehension and like, where would you rate the number up there?
Oh, obviously you said 10 is like the worst I've ever felt. It's not the case because obviously I've expected this.
You expected, it wasn't unexpected.
I know
exactly.
Neil, trust Neil, and if Reggie's anything like Neil, probably lovely dog. So I'd say 6. Me and Reggie probably aren't going to be best mates right now.
Exactly. But 6 out in, but in an ideal world, we'd like that to be like, it's just to use as a benchmark today, because we don't want to take you out on the street just right now and confront you with I mean, the thought of just going outside now till we found an unexpected large dog.
Never.
That a much higher number, yeah.
I wouldn't, right now, I wouldn't even pet Reggie.
Okay, so you wouldn't.
Clearly states he would not pet Reggie, does not want to touch the dog.
What would you say? Maybe like would that be more like an 8 or a 9?
Yeah, like if Reggie was like here, I would be like at the edge of this sofa.
Reggie, good boy. Yes. Now I tell you what, in a minute, if you'll be patient, we're going to get you back in a few moments' time. All right, Reggie. Thank you very much indeed, Reggie and Neil.
Cheers, Neil.
Okay, Rami, I just kind of now, before we do this process that's going to help you deal with this positively and permanently and leave behind what used to bother you in the past, I just need to explain how this is going to work. I'm going to use a little bit of verbal, I'm going to call it trickery, but positive trickery, and also some physical trickery. Now open your eyes, look at your thumb. 3, 2, 1, follow your thumb with your eyes, and you can go further and further and further and further and further, and whoa, before you fall over. That is somewhat bloody amazing, isn't it? Yeah? Notice how good that feels inside. Take a seat. Are you okay to meet? Do you think?
Yeah.
Right now, feeling good because you feel good, you know you can.
Yeah.
Reggie? I've got a friend for you to meet, Reggie. Come here, Reggie. I'd like you to meet my friend, Rami. You okay?
Yeah.
You like to give a little stroke?
Wouldn't do that before.
Now here's the weird thing, you wouldn't believe this, would you? I bet, Reggie. But before, you wouldn't have done that
No.
10, 15 minutes ago, would you?
No.
And thinking about it now, I know there's still a little bit of apprehension there, but
Yeah.
that's fine. But how much better does that feel?
Yeah, it was good.
Is it a good sense of achievement? That's a big, massive step
Yeah,
forward,
I was
isn't it?
myself, what was I so scared about before? Because that physical touch, that was
But don't worry, you don't have to feel daft about that or anything, because some people do, they go, well, I feel daft. I did. No, it's perfectly normal because it was like a computer program running that you couldn't do anything about.
Yeah.
All we're doing is giving you some mental antivirus software for the mind.
He's petting the dog voluntarily.
The camera's this way. No. Never worked with animals or children, that's what they say. Oh, wow. Now,
Yeah.
thinking about it, right, how do you feel? I know it's not going to be 100%
Yeah,
perfect, yeah?
a lot better, really.
A massive difference in the
Yeah.
space of like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Imagine how much better it's going to continue to get, and will get, when we've done let's just say hello. When we do the proper eyes closed relaxation process.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you for bringing Reggie along, Neil. Thank you, Reggie.
Cheers, Reg.
And we're going to cement everything in now and make it more positive and permanent for you. But excellent. Limbs so loose, so relaxed, so heavy, and so tired as you just relaxed. Drifting down, sinking down, drifting down, sinking down. And as on 9, lighter and brighter, starting to come back to normal sensibilities, and on 10, whenever you're ready, Rami, you can just open your eyes. Back with us, feeling good, yeah?
Yeah.
How'd that feel?
Quite calming, actually. Really relaxing.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So there we go. You will be taught exactly every technique that was used in the Elite Hypnosis Bootcamp. The details are above or below this video. That's a portrait of me. Look into the eyes, not around the eyes, into the eyes you're under. Go to the links above or below this video. And if you're already a Bootcamp member, leave a comment on this video and share the love by sharing the video far and wide. It's much appreciated. Any comments about how invaluable it is to join the Bootcamp, which does come with a full 1 year 100% satisfaction money back guarantee, as explained at ultimatehypnosiscourse.com.